All right, get ready to soak up some sun because today we're diving deep into Barbados Adventures, your complete guide to island exploration. This guidebook is going to take us on a journey from those picture-perfect beaches to the island's history and even the food. We'll be uncovering all those hidden gems and must-have tips so you can plan your own trip. You know, I've always been fascinated by islands that are shaped by volcanoes. So what makes Barbados so unique, geologically speaking?
Well, you see, Barbados is actually a coral island. But here's the thing, it sits on top of an ancient volcano, and that combo is what creates those stunning beaches and caves you're going to find there.
Okay, beaches. Chapter 2 had me hooked on Crane Beach. I mean, dramatic cliffs and pink sand. It sounds unreal.
Oh, Crane Beach is truly something else. The pink sand comes from tiny coral fragments that have been ground down for centuries. Imagine those powerful Atlantic waves just shaping the landscape.
All right, I'm already sold. And speaking of unique beaches, Bathsheba Beach is calling my name too. The guidebook says it's a surfer's paradise.
You got it. Bathsheba's all about rugged beauty and powerful waves. You won't find soft sand like at Crane Beach. Instead, you've got these dramatic rock formations along the shore. And those formations, shaped by years and years of erosion, create the perfect conditions for surfers.
So we've got beaches above ground, but now I'm ready to see what's hiding below the surface. Chapter 3 talks about the island's caves. And Harrison's Cave, with its underground waterfall, sounds magical.
Oh, Harrison's Cave is a natural wonder for sure. Imagine stepping into this hidden world with stalactites and stalagmites everywhere. They formed over millions of years as rainwater slowly dissolved the limestone. And yeah, you can't forget about that stunning underground waterfall.
All right, after all that exploring, we need a history lesson. Chapter 4 features St. Nicholas Abbey and George Washington House, two historical sites that seem pretty different. I had no idea George Washington ever set foot in Barbados.
Yeah, Barbados has a fascinating history, and these two places give you a peek into its past. St. Nicholas Abbey is a restored plantation house and rum distillery. It really takes you back to the colonial era and the island's connection to the sugar trade. Now, George Washington House offers a totally different perspective. It's interesting to think that a young George Washington spent time here and came face to face with the realities of slavery. It adds a whole other layer to his story.
It's amazing how the past and present intertwine like that. What's modern-day Barbados like?
Well, Barbados became independent in 1966, and now it's a parliamentary democracy. But you can still feel the echoes of its colonial past in the culture and the way society is structured. It's a blend of history and modernity.
All this talk about exploring has made me hungry. Chapter 5 dives into the local cuisine, and they say flying fish is the dish you absolutely have to try.
Oh, flying fish is more than just a meal in Barbados. It represents the island's deep connection to the sea. They prepare it in all sorts of ways, but you'll often find it pan-fried and served with cuckoo. It's a traditional side dish made from cornmeal and okra. Are you more of a spicy or savory person when it comes to fish?
Oh, I love a bit of spice. And what about Oyston's Fish Market? The guidebook makes it sound like the place to be on a Friday night.
Oyston's Fish Market is a full-on sensory experience. Imagine rows of fresh seafood, grilled to perfection. The air is filled with the aroma of spices, and everyone's just enjoying the lively atmosphere. There's live music, dancing, locals, tourists. It's the heart and soul of Barbados.
Okay, Oyston's is officially on my Friday night agenda. But before I get too relaxed, Chapter 8 has me thinking about adventure. The ATV tours and zip-lining experiences sound amazing. What makes them so special?
Well, Barbados has so much to offer beyond just beaches. The diverse geography means you can hop on an ATV and explore some rugged terrain. You'll be splashing through mud, riding past historic plantations, and taking in those coastal views. And if you're looking for a thrill, zip-lining through the treetops gives you a bird's-eye view of everything. It's a whole new way to see Barbados.
All right, we've covered beaches, caves, history, food, and even some adrenaline-pumping activities.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious about the shopping scene. I always love bringing back unique souvenirs from my trips.
Chapter 9 is all about the shopping experiences in Barbados. You can always head back to Oyston's Fish Market. They have local crafts, jewelry, and artwork too. But what I really like is how the guidebook emphasizes sustainable and ethical shopping.
Yeah, that's something I'm trying to be more mindful of too. What are some of the key takeaways for being a responsible shopper in Barbados?
They recommend looking for locally made goods and supporting fair trade organizations. When you buy handcrafted items, you're directly helping the local artisans and making sure your souvenirs have a positive impact.
That's a fantastic tip. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of shopping on vacation, but it's important to think about the impact our purchases have. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive into Barbados adventures. From pink sand beaches to underground waterfalls, colonial history to flying fish, we've only just scratched the surface. But don't worry, we'll be back to uncover even more hidden gems and practical tips to help you plan your dream trip to Barbados. Stay tuned.
This is going to be good.
All right, we're back and ready for more Barbados adventures. After all that talk about beaches, caves, and delicious food, I'm ready to relax. Chapter 10 is all about resorts, spas, and wellness retreats. So what's that one spa treatment at the Crane Resort that screams Barbados?
The Crane has some seriously luxurious treatments, but the one that really captures the island's essence is their Bajan Bliss ritual. They use all these locally sourced ingredients like sugarcane and coconut oil, and they combine that with traditional healing techniques so you leave feeling totally rejuvenated and connected to the island.
That sounds incredible. But I'm also drawn to those smaller, more intimate spas. What about the Sandpiper? What makes their spa experience unique?
Ah, the Sandpiper, a perfect haven of peace and quiet. Their spa is all about that personalized approach. They tailor treatments to your specific needs. Imagine a secluded garden setting, tropical flowers all around, and a massage that melts away all your stress.
Sign me up. But what about those who prefer a more active approach to wellness?
Oh, Barbados has something for everyone. The guidebook emphasizes that wellness is more than just pampering. It's about taking a holistic approach to your well-being. So you could start your day with some yoga on the beach, feel that Caribbean breeze as you move. Or if you're into mindfulness, they have meditation retreats led by experienced teachers. Just picture yourself meditating in this tranquil setting, surrounded by the sounds of nature.
Okay, this is all sounding amazing, but let's get practical for a minute. What does the guidebook say about the best time to visit Barbados? I'm hoping for sunshine and warm weather.
Well, you're in luck. Barbados has a tropical climate all year round, but the guidebook recommends going between December and April. That's peak season, so you're guaranteed sunshine and warmth. If you're on a budget, though, May and October are good options too. You'll still get great weather, but with fewer crowds and maybe even lower prices.
So there's really no bad time to visit, just different vibes depending on when you go. Now, besides the main attractions, I always love finding those hidden gems that make a trip special. What are some of the lesser-known treasures highlighted in the guidebook?
That's where Barbados Adventures really shines. It goes beyond the tourist traps and shows you the real heart of Barbados. For example, it mentions Andromeda Botanic Gardens on the East Coast. It's this hidden oasis filled with exotic plants from all over the world, a perfect escape from the crowds.
And what about those secluded beaches we talked about earlier? Are there any secret coves mentioned in the guidebook?
Absolutely. They reveal some amazing hidden beaches that offer peace and quiet. Imagine yourself on the pristine sands of Foul Bay, gentle waves lapping at the shore. Or you could head to Bottom Bay, where dramatic cliffs create this secluded cove. It's so adventurous and tranquil at the same time.
Okay, those are going straight on my must-visit list. This guidebook is full of surprises. I also noticed the Scotland district mentioned in the book. It sounds like a completely different side of Barbados.
Oh yeah, the Scotland district is often called the wild side. It's rugged and beautiful, shaped by centuries of erosion. Imagine hiking through lush valleys, discovering hidden waterfalls cascading down cliffs. And you can explore historic sugar plantations, too. It's like stepping back in time.
Wow, that's incredible. And such a contrast to the beaches and resorts we've been talking about. I love how one island can offer such diverse landscapes.
Exactly. Barbados is a tapestry of different experiences. From peaceful beaches to rugged interiors, there's something for everyone. And that's what this deep dive is all about, helping you create your own unique Barbados experience.
So based on everything we've discovered, what were some key takeaways for our listeners as they plan their trip?
Well, think about what kind of experience you're looking for. Are you drawn to the excitement of festivals and nightlife? Or do you want quiet days exploring secluded beaches and connecting with nature? Maybe you want a bit of both.
For me, it's about finding that perfect balance between relaxation and adventure. Soaking up the sun on those incredible beaches, exploring the natural wonders, indulging in the local cuisine, but also getting off the beaten path to discover those hidden gems and experience the authentic Barbados. We'll be right back to wrap up our deep dive into Barbados Adventures and talk about how to turn all these insights into an unforgettable trip. Stay tuned. And we're back for the final part of our Barbados Adventure deep dive. As we've been talking about all the amazing things to do and see, one thing that really stuck with me is how the guidebook emphasizes respecting local culture and traveling responsibly. It's not just about checking things off a list. It's about having a meaningful experience that also benefits the island and its people.
Yeah, I really appreciate that about the guidebook. It doesn't lecture you, it just kind of weaves that message into every chapter. It encourages you to really engage with the communities, support those family-run businesses, and be mindful of your impact on the environment.
I love that approach. Traveling with intention and leaving a positive footprint, right?
Yeah.
I noticed they even have tips on how to be a responsible shopper in Barbados.
They do. They suggest looking for fair trade goods and eco-friendly products. Like instead of buying those mass-produced souvenirs, why not find something unique and handcrafted by a local artisan? That way you have a special memento and you're directly supporting the local economy.
Such a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of shopping on vacation, but taking a moment to think about the impact of our purchases can make a real difference. So we've covered what to do and see, but what about local etiquette? Are there any cultural nuances we should be aware of?
Well, the guidebook suggests embracing that laid-back island vibe. Greet locals with a warm hello. Dress modestly when you're visiting religious sites. Oh, and they encourage you to learn a few basic Bajan phrases. Even just good morning or thank you in the local dialect can go a long way in showing respect and connecting with people.
I love that idea. It's those small gestures that can really make a trip special. As we wrap up this deep dive, I feel like I haven't just learned about Barbados, but also about what it means to travel responsibly.
Absolutely. Barbados Adventures is more than just a guidebook. It's like an invitation to experience the island in an authentic and meaningful way.
So to all our listeners out there, I highly recommend checking out Barbados Adventures, your complete guide to island exploration. Let it inspire you to create your own unforgettable journey. Whether you're drawn to the excitement of festivals, the tranquility of secluded beaches, or the thrill of exploring those rugged landscapes, Barbados has something for everyone.
And remember what we talked about today as you plan your trip. Embrace the local culture, support sustainable practices, and create a Barbados experience that's uniquely yours.
Until next time, happy travels.